Hi traders, welcome to Elite Currency. This is a video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. Now you might notice the dates are quite lengthy, 22 of August to 7th of September. Normally I do videos twice or three times a week, right? But that's because for the first time in 5 years, I'm actually taking 2 weeks off. I have traveled in the past, but I always have kept trading and have kept updating the ECS website. I will not do that for the first time in 5 years, and I'm going to actually take a real proper holiday after those lengthy times. So that's why I'm going to try to look in this video ahead so that it has some value up to the 7th of September when I'm going to be back and take a look at the market again. And we'll be continuing with these videos in September. And for those that are ECS Live members, then we'll continue with this CanMACD trades and ideas, of course, and webinars. And for those that are SWAT members, a SWAT book has been finished. It's fully completed now. Just need to write an introduction and summary, and it's ready. So it's coming your way very soon. I think we're looking to upload it to Amazon. Very exciting. My first book, and it's going to be covering everything, not only about SWAT, but also just about how I analyze Elliott Wave, fibs. So if you want to join new SWAT strategies coming, new SWAT indicators, feel free to become a member via our website. Anyhow, euro dollar, basically yesterday on Wednesday there was FOMC. Basically a mixed picture so far. I understood at least some members of the Fed want to want to keep the rate same. Some want to decrease. Some wanted a bigger decrease, 0.5%, not 1/4%. Some want to just wait and see what the data is saying. So I don't think clear direction as yet. I think probability of one more rate cut before April 2020 seemed to be quite high. I read that that's 75% at the time. I think that's a few weeks ago. So let's see when that happens, if it happens. For the moment, euro dollar is really going sideways. Bulls and bears defending this 110.50 here, 110.80, and on the downside, and on the upside here 111. Very tight range, really no space to maneuver here. 111.11, 110.70. Very tight zone for the last days, 40 pips only. So what can happen? So let's take a look at the higher time frames. So basically, this could maybe even a daily chart. So, or let's start with the weekly. It looks like, well, it's certainly in the channel lower, but as price makes a lower low, it never really got anywhere, right? It right away reverted back into a range or even some impulsive price action. So my question is, will it move up like this again into this zone, or will there be a new low and maybe some more impulsiveness? So if it breaks through 110, it finally might show a little bit more momentum, this break, and there could be maybe an acceleration to 109, 108, 107.50. So that's one thing. If it bounces, then it could go up to the long-term moving average, for instance, or at least these previous tops in here, for instance, right? So, and challenge those levels. So that's kind of the question that, what's going to happen rest of August and beginning of September. Looking at the monthly chart and monthly candle, that looks bearish. So from that point of view, a continuation lower may be more likely. Weekly chart and candle and HMA bearish. So downside pressure quite big, and this retracement could have been just a spike. I was leaning towards an ABC correction, and that seemed to be my main, my main analysis. I saw wicks here at the top, and I was expecting a bounce lower, either as a downtrend continuation or as an ABC. That indeed happened. And now price is going sideways at the 78.6 fib. So if we put a fib from here to here, like that, we can see that there's a double bottom at the 78. So I prefer the 61.8 fib as a bouncing spot because zigzags typically stop at one of these three fibs. This is a little bit deeper than usual. It could still be a zigzag, but it's not ideal. It didn't stop at the head and shoulders level either. So certainly the bearish pressure was bigger than I expected. Therefore, I'm not as certain about the ABC pattern as I thought it was when the price was making these big wicks at the top. That said, it could still be a zigzag. It depends. I think what we need to see is price break above the 20 EMA zone, like that, then above the 144 EMA, and then there could be a bigger move up towards 114, which is the minus 61.8 target on the previous top. All right, so this and this key level for potential breakouts to those levels. If price does move lower, then the 88.6 fib could still be a bouncing spot, but then it's not likely a zigzag anymore. It could still be some type of triangle that takes place, or some type of ABC flat maybe, and more milder correction could take place. Or if it retests the bottom, that could still be a bouncing spot too. So heavy support still below it in my view, plus around 110 level. Those levels could still act as a bouncing spot in some type of bullish correction. So for bearish breakout, I would really need to see in August a bearish candle that could push through 110 and 110.25 obviously. And if there's a close near or below, actually I should say 110 near the low, then I'm looking for a correction and continuation down to the next levels, 109, 108, 107.50. So that would be indicating that. If that doesn't happen this month, then of course good to always take a look at the monthly candle. Let me get rid of this fib. There we go. And basically take a look at how it looks like. So if it is bullish like this, there is a lower low. That's actually a bullish reversal candlestick pattern on the monthly. So if it closes bullish up in here, if it closes bearish, obviously that's just a continuation candle. Probably for some continuation at least. If it's a doji, that's indecision. It could go both ways. So that's important, of course, to keep an eye on that. So back to lower time frames then. So after the strong upside, I was here already indicating ABC, so that happened. But now price is making a flag after momentum. So this is not looking that, I mean, that's not a good sign for a bullish reversal. Let me say it this way. There was some momentum to the upside here, right? But didn't get any follow through as yet. And price is moving lower. So there could be a head and shoulders like that. But ultimately price will need to break above 111.25 before that reversal pattern might take place and before a bigger push up is likely to happen, right? For the moment, SWAT candles are indicating red, are in momentum. So there would have to be a blue candle to indicate a reversal for those that are using SWAT. And with the trend setup, there has to be a break, pullback, and continuation above the 144 EMA with new blue candles there. That would be with the trend setup. So for the moment, red candles. And so we need to see this break for any hope of a bullish reversal. Whereas if the bears are able to push it through lower here, then yeah, basically price is slamming into strong support zone at 110, 110.50. So I'm not that interested in trading it right into that support. But if it breaks through 110 and closes below it with a daily candle in August, then that changes things, of course, and there could be a breakout. If it doesn't in August, then I think, once again, just to summarize, very good to keep an eye on that monthly candle too, and of course weekly candles as well. So that is about it. Daily candle chart could help too. I mean, if there's a strong bullish candle, of course, that could be useful information, just like a strong bearish candle could also be useful information. Ultimately, on the daily chart here too, just like the 4-hour chart, looking for a break above the 21 EMA and the 144 EMA for any reversal potential there. All right, let's take a look at the pound dollar now. So that's a little bit easier. Well, first of all, Brexit news could always take place. Maybe not so much in August, although the UK Prime Minister is meeting with German Prime Minister and French Prime Minister, so there's some news coming out from that. At that moment, Germany said, okay, find a solution for the Irish backstop. You have 1 month. We wanted to solve it in two years, but if you can find it in 1 month, that's also okay. That's, as far as I read, the latest. Who knows what kind of news is coming up in the next 2 weeks. But it is so that the UK Parliament, I think, is coming back from vacation, I think somewhere end of August, beginning of September. So the rate of Brexit news could pick up at that point. In any case, from a technical point of view, last month was very bearish, and it's challenged the 120 support. And so that's a key level, of course, and price could bounce there again. If it does break through that, then round levels are the next target. 119, 118, 117.50 could be the next levels to think about. Downtrend certainly so, obviously, even before the Brexit, by the way, not only during the Brexit, because this is all the way from 2014, and Brexit happened somewhere here. So that was actually, there was already a strong downtrend when the Brexit vote took place, referendum. It was already at 145, down from 171, and it extended down to 120. then made a rebound almost back to that 145, and now back to 120. So on a weekly, last week was a bullish candle indicating some bounce at that 120. And recently, after hitting 145, we've had a strong downtrend, correction, and now a downtrend again. Daily chart here, you can see the reaction to 120, creating some flag. This is a very strong downtrend because the space between the 21 and 144 EMA is huge. The angle of the 21 EMA is steep. Price action has moved multiple times away from the 21 EMA. This has all the characteristics of bearish momentum, and I don't see any choice for price for the moment but to move further lower. I think I don't see any divergence. I don't see this trend stopping anytime soon. But there could be a lengthy consolidation. This could be a lengthy wave 4. It would fit this particular spot, and waves 4 are typically choppy and corrective. So that's the thing. How long will this last? Will it be a massive correction or just a smaller flag? If it breaks above the 21 EMA, that could be a little bit of a warning that some deeper retracement is taking place. But ultimately, the 21 EMA and the 144 EMA are aligned to the downside. That downtrend will last for a long time. That will not change anytime soon. So just a question of how long this correction will last. Will it be a pullback like here, minor pullback, or will there be a deeper retracement maybe like here, for instance? So down to the 4-hour chart, we see that price is making that flag. There was a flag here too. This was smaller. This is already a bigger flag. And I think there's a fair chance that the price could use this as a bouncing spot to move up to the 144 EMA of the 4-hour chart, excuse me. This is a bear flag, and it could use the bottom of the bear flag to move up to the top of the bear flag and also hit the round level of 122.50, psychological level and previous top as well. If it does break through the bear flag, there could be a bearish breakout, but I would need a good breakout candle, and then 120 would be not 120, 25, 120. Here we go. Would still be a target because price was close but didn't totally hit it and bounced earlier. So I would be looking for I would say 120 is a bouncing spot. So if there is a break, preferably pullback to get more space down to 120. If it then breaks through, great. But 120 is still a level to really be careful of. For the moment, I don't think that is likely. And if I see a break, I'm still going to be cautious. I want to see some flag before trading a continuation, personally. I don't expect a break as yet. I think a correction higher is more likely as a B, C zigzag of a complex correction for the moment. All right. And by the way, if it does break lower, it could bounce at 120 and extend the correction through an ABC correction or WXY, So the break here doesn't have to be with the trend. I mean, it's with the trend, but it doesn't have to be impulsive necessarily. It could just be part of a bigger correction still. Okay. Only if price breaks 120, then it's really fully back, fully in a downtrend. So yes, that's it for the moment. If price hits 120, if price does move up and hits this zone, it could extend higher. It could go to 123, maybe even 123.50. So that could be a bouncing spot, and it could go into ABC and then move up again as well to make a really, really big wave 4. That is possible at this spot. So something to, and of course that could change as well with the Brexit news, depending on how that plays out. All right, that's my 2 cents for the moment. A little bit longer video, but I wanted to give some potential kind of expectations of the next 2 weeks. That's a little bit difficult, as we typically have three updates a week, but tried my best there. So once again, wish you great trading. Wish you all a wonderful, rest of August and beginning of September, and we'll be looking forward to being back at the September 8 or 9. Wish you all a great weeks ahead. Cheers. Bye-bye.